WrestleMania is finally here, everybody. Thank God. We're finally at the, however you want to look at it, the end. I was like, the end of the end, the beginnings, the end of the beginnings of the ends, the beginnings of beginning. I mean, yeah, that too. Anyway, we're finally here. Through all the noise, all the smoke, through all the hoopla, we're here. And I was like, I haven't actually been like, I think this is the first time I've been excited for WrestleMania in a long time. Cause like, you get excited for WrestleMania. I was like, but this is like the first time I'm like anticipating, or I'm anticipating things. I'm wanting to watch every single thing. Normally I'm like, okay, cool. Like the past WrestleMania, I was like, oh, I'll catch this match, or I'll catch this match. I haven't actually been able to, or necessarily wanted to really sit there and like watch it where it's like this much, and I'm like, ah. So it's like I've been able to catch a bit. Like last year, I was able to catch a really good amount of it and watch it. And I was like, oh, okay, it was really good. But before that, I haven't really either. So I was like, maybe that's a credit to Triple H and all that other stuff. But anyway, y'all not here to hear about how I watch wrestling or whatever. We're here for this year, and we're gonna talk about the Saturday lineup, which to me is bananas. It's crazy. I was like, this one is stacked. And don't get me wrong, Sundays is lackluster in comparison, but I understand it because I'm like, one, it's the first day, so I'm like, you want to get your shit filled, but also day two, while it's not filled jam packed, it is filled up of the importance and the stakes and all that other stuff with that match. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, I was like, I always wondered like how you want to start out. Do you want to start out on fire, or do you want to start out with a match and then we go to the next fire or whatever? But I was like, I feel like I would probably personally just start out with I was like, we're gonna go with I was like, this part is very difficult because I was like, I could book this, and I was like, I don't know which one I'll actually have first. You know what? I'm gonna go with Gunther and Sami Zayn first. I was like, that's how I will open it up. A really solid match. I was like, people like Gunther, people like Sami. I was like, a hard hitting match. I was like, I think you could go there and it'd be fine. And here, I think Gunther's gonna win. I was like, with a couple of these, there's like, I'll give a pick, but I don't necessarily know or feel as confident about where they're gonna go. But here, I'm like, to me, it's Gunther. I don't see really. Not that I don't see Sami Zayn could win. I don't see why he will win. I don't understand. There's nothing here to have me think, yeah, he should beat Gunther. Like, one, if it, like, for instance, if it was somebody like Chad, at least that would make sense. When I'm like, Chad never had, I was like, had a single championship. I was like, regardless of how he felt that he got here, it would boost him to not only beat Gunther but also having a title. With Sami, I'm like, he's had the Intercontinental Championship several times. Does nothing for him to beat Gunther. That doesn't enhance Sami in any way, or his little storyline that he's doing. I was like, he's a very underdogish type of dude to face Gunther, and that's really it. Like, he could put on a banger of a match with Gunther, and I was like, that's really about it. But this is nothing where I feel like like this does anything to him. So Gunther should be able to take this match pretty easy. I was like, at that point, I feel like, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to have Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Santos Escobar and Dominic. And that way, it's like, okay, still a good match, but I was like, we're gonna just temper things down. Cause I was like, because to be honest, like, it's so stacked on this Saturday that I don't think there's any way that you're gonna really be able to spread out. So I was like, you know what? No, no. We're gonna pull back a little bit. We're gonna get the 6-women tag team match between Naomi, Biancabelair, Jadecargill, and damagectrl with Dakota Kai and the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. Because because I don't want them to be close to the men's tag team ladder match, which I think also had a chance to open up. But I was like, if they're going to do the split in there, but we'll get at it later. This one's easy too. It's going to be, I don't know what the trio's name is going to be, but it's going to be Naomi, Bianca, and Jay. Very obvious. One, the tag teams aren't on the tag team championships on the line, so it doesn't really matter. I was like, I wish they would do something like how the New Day has. Now we don't know they're going to be an actual team, so that sort of makes it tricky. But I would love, well, for instance, with damagectrl, I would like it if they won the championship. I would like that they had the championship and any 3 they could rotate it. I forget what it's called, but the New Day has it like that. Anyway, I would like same thing with Judgment Day if they wanted to do that. But listen, Bianca got a WrestleMania streak. Guess what? That's not going to be taken over. She ain't losing. She don't lose anyway. Naomi, I was like, even though she has lost, she is still like this. This is her first WrestleMania back on the big stage. I was like, she just returned. Her not going to try to poo-poo her for that. So she's fine. She's going to win. And Jade is her first match. You want her to look $1 million, and guess what? They're pretty much gonna probably weed her out during the whole thing, and she's gonna come in and just dominate and kick everyone's ass during this whole thing. So they're gonna win. There's really too much there for them not to, and the damagectrl will be fine. They'll be okay. They still got the tag team titles. There's nothing. They're going to win. Their impact will play in later on, but they're I was like they're gonna lose. I mean, they're gonna lose, and it's fine. Dakota Kai probably, or Kairi Sane will probably take the pin. I probably wanted them that way to set up a tag team match later on. All right, so this is when we're gonna get Dominic and Dragon Lee and all that other stuff. Just because I'm like, now you need your little break from that hyped up match that will probably over the top. So then you get this one, and to me, I think Dom should win this one. Just because Ray and him already had their little beef, so guess what? That should be this should count as, I guess, if they gonna do it this way to prolong, I guess, the amount of time they're gonna go at each other. Dom should win this one that way. He got number 2. Also, Santo Escobar with this whole thing, I was like, normally I guess you would give Ray the win in this situation, but I'm like, give it to Santos to basically have that dominant win over who created faction. They're going to probably split up during the draft of they're going to be on separate shows. Also, Dragon Lee was just thrown into this bitch as well too, so I'm like, man, yeah. I was like, Dominic should get this one. I was like, not going to be too long on this one at all. All right, and then so now we're going to get, that's like the 6-man tag match for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. They got like Judgment Day, got the Awesome Truth, we got New Day, we got DIY, we got the New Catch Republic, and we got A-Town Down Under. To me, because I like hearing Michael Cole saying that basically you could grab one title, made it sound like this is where the split gonna happen. Now, I've seen a lot of people just say like everybody already thought that the Awesome Truth was already going to take this. So I've seen other people online. I was like, there's too many of them, or people to be like, oh, this one person credited with this, but they're basically like, R-Truth going to grab one of them, and somebody else is going to either grab another one simultaneously with him, or basically the way to say it the way it sounds is that somebody could go up there, grab the other title, and then they'll still keep on competing, and they'll grab the other one. But I was like, but they could do it in a funny way with R-Truth just snagging one of them, and somebody else snagging at the other time, and they're doing some weird like, are we the tag team championship with R-Truth or whatever? So I will say if they do split it, I was like, I think the Awesome Truth gets it, and I think A-Town Down Under gets the other one. Even though it's weird that they're there, because it sort of seemed like they was making a split between Waller and Austin Theory, but in this scenario, I was like, Judgment Day don't need the titles anymore. I was like, I feel like in this situation, it's good if they get it off of them. New Day don't need the championships. I was like, they'll be pretty good foils to basically go be always in title matches. But they come to where they don't need them. They'll get them at some point again. But it's in the chain. DIY. It's a little. I was like, it's not that they couldn't. And I was like, maybe they can, but I was like, I feel like I just don't feel like not here. New Cat Republic. I was like, see, to me, DIY and New Cat Republic are teams that I'm like, okay, they're good to have it during most of the year, and so I think that's what it is. Like, for instance, Awesome Truth. They're going to get it, but you're not going to have them have the 10 tag team titles like until SummerSlam. You're going to have them probably have it for about like 2-3 months, and then DIY will take it. They're all cool any type of way. So anyway, I mean, they'll take it. And same thing with New Cat Republic. I was like, they'll be good for A-Town Down Under to have. So I'm like, you want to give it to certain teams that can carry it right now until another team builds it. I was like, I just think that New Cat Republic really is just fresh, and I just think DIY is still just a little something off to get their WrestleMania. I might be wrong, but I don't see anything differently here. This next one, it's sort of it's difficult just because on my head. I'm like, do you go with another? Not see. I was like, so I want to simmer down doesn't mean like a bad match, but I was like simmer down match before you get to the tough one. And this, I was like, do I go with Jimmy and Jay or do I go with Rhea Ripley and Becky? And I said Jimmy and Jay because I'm like, they'll go their match right above the. You know what? And that's why they'll go next. They'll go next for two reasons. One, because of the Bloodline match at the end. And I was like, that'd be too close to them having a match and then right after the Bloodline. But also that way that the women's match is also like a it's sort of like the main event, but it's a co-main event, whatever you want, however you want to call it. Anyway, Jimmy and Jay. I think this would be solid. I don't think it's going to be great or fantabulous or nothing like that. Fantastic or nothing like that. But I think it'll be solid. It's going to be hella super kits. And I was like, if there was ever a time to place a bet on some super kits, that's the time to do it, is here with some super kicks. Jesus Christ. Even saying that's a lot. It's going to be like Kyle Mustard kicking. Man, I think Jimmy's going to win. I think it'll be great for Jay to win, main event, all that other stuff you want to say. But I think Jimmy's going to win. One, I think maybe with the help of Solo. But also, I think it's just a precursor to what's going to happen tonight. Basically, it's like Bloodline got the win tonight. We're the winners in all this. If it was on Sunday, it might have a different a different outlook for it. But I think Jimmy's going to get the win. He's basically been laughed at and all the other stuff this whole year since it happened. Jay just can't. He hadn't been able to get one over on him anyway. They didn't really do much at the Rumble either. So I think that Jimmy wins, justified, I guess, whatever he did to Jay. And basically it's like, and I was like, hey, we don't know that anything else might happen to where it causes Jay in the match anyway. But I think Jimmy gets this in the end. Then we got Becky and Rhea. This one to me is not as easy just because Rhea, one, being part of Bloodline, Judgment Day doesn't help either. But, like, I think Rhea's going to win, but I'd like it better if she lost. One, because I think that while Becky's reason or whatever been sort of with me and Rhea's been dominant, I think that's why I would rather have Becky win, just because I'm like, okay, Rhea's been dominant, and I was like, it'd give her something to chase after, something for her to do, and Becky just ain't Cause I was like, it gives Becky also something to do, but also for the main reason is that I think that Judgment Day should just lose their titles, and that way it's some dissension. What we thought was going to happen, what was happening sort of around SummerSlam, that never fully got off. I think that to me that's that motivation is because of the thing that she in. Which, and you know, and also too, like Dom is like, I won my match and everybody else lost their matches. You know, so I don't like that type of dissension in there. Unless we go to a full sleep, you know, with Dom losing now, everybody lost, and now it's like, great, Judgment Day look like fools, that kind of thing. I think Rhea is going to win. I think they're gonna give it to her, but I think that you have more going forward with Becky winning and Rhea taking off of her at like SummerSlam or something like that. Than anything, but we'll see. I was like, maybe Rhea's like, I won, y'all all lost, some, you know, but we'll see how that goes. And last, the tag team match: Seth Rollins, Codyrhodes versus The Rock, Final Boss, and Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. I think this was actually pretty apparent of how this is going to go. The Rock and Roman Reigns going to win. One, they can't. The Rock and the last little bit from Roman can't be just for naught. Like, you know, basically, like, they've been doing all this, and this is where they're going to lose. Also, if they win, it's Bloodline rules for the match on Sunday. Guess what? It'll be a boring ass match, and we just have it regular, straight up. No, there's not chaos in that. Nobody wants to see that bullshit. Everybody wants to see the bullshit that's going to happen when Bloodline get to do what they want. And that's why everything's going to happen here. Now, how we get there, that's an intriguing thing. Do we get... I think it's going to be a lot of tomfoolery. Because there always is. There's always interferences and stuff like that. Will we get Jay and Jimmy in this one, or will that be saved for the Bloodline rules match? Do we get something from Drew McIntyre to, like, maybe, like, for instance, cost Seth, that's sort of like alluding to their match the next day? You know, I was like, they're just like, what twists and turns could we get here? I think Drew might be the only thing I could really see. I was like, for some reason I feel like Jimmy and Jay might not really actually be involved in this. I think this would be pretty much straight up, and then like last second you just see Seth get a Claymore, and you know, and The Rock gets a win or something like that. Like, or I was like, I don't know who would take the pin, because you could have Seth take the pin. You know, because I said like a Drew or something like that. Or Roman just being like, you always my number two. Even though that's Cody at the same time. Or do you have Cody win to build that doubt? And I was like, oh my God, he'll lose. He might lose. He might lose tomorrow. They might actually do this. Ugh. But either way, I was like, Bloodline winning. We're going to have to see how they end it. But anyway, those are my picks for Saturday. Do you think I'm wrong in any of these? I don't think I am. But I could see some of these go in different ways for the most part. Anyway, hope y'all have a great WrestleMania. We're going to see how wild this all gets. Until then, out.